forget. All right, great. So it looks like we're up to about 15 viewers. It's a good deal. All right. So got some really good cards in this set break. I'm really excited. Seemed to be a lot of excitement about from those of you participating. So thank you all for buying in, and we'll get this show on the road. So real quick rundown for those of you first timers. Well, that's the set. Okay. So what I do is when I take a list of everybody that I pull from my website. So everybody who bought in, I create a list of names with how many slots you bought. So you buy 1 slot, your name's down once. You buy 4, your name's down 4 times. It's just a really easy way to track it with Excel. I can check my numbers here, with the sum on Excel, and then my total slots here. Again, 210. So, and for those of you who just buy in without reading what I write, I did fill in the 4 extra slots, or the 4 missing cards with extra cards. So there you have shot at not only a Clemente, Koufax, and Killebrew rookie, you've also got shot, at all the Hall of Famers, but I threw in an extra Koufax rookie, extra Yogi Berra, a couple extra just commons that are PSA 4s. But after I've got this list created, so I copied it, put it onto a notepad. Now, in the past I've randomized it, several times before, but tonight I'm going to let you see the me randomizing it every time. So I'm going to randomize the list 4 times, and so the 4th one is going to be what sticks, and it'll spit out all the names with. It'll spit out all the names with a number beside it. Whatever number you get corresponds with the number in the set you get. So also we'll be going through. I'll read all the names tonight. Only 210 slots. So and I did go ahead and fill in. If you want to see down here, card number 203 doesn't really exist, but that's the extra Berra card. Same here. 209 does not exist, and that's our Koufax, extra Koufax rookie, which is PSA 2.5. All right. So, without any further ado, let's randomize this list 4 times. So, and I use random.org, and I use their list randomizer. There are a couple different ways to do this. For those of you who've participated in some other group breaks of cases or boxes of modern stuff, you've seen this done a couple ways. But I enter it here. I'm going to randomize 4 times. So here's 1, and here's our second one. So you see there, it's been randomized 2 times, so 2 more to go. And it's the 3rd and our last randomization. All right, so I'm going to copy paste the list into Word so I don't lose it. Save that. Okay, then next up, I'll copy paste this all. For those of you who are quick with screen grabs, you might know which slot you got. But anyways, all right, here we go, and I'll make this kind of big so we should be able to see fairly well. All right. So, card number 1 goes to Don McCart. And that's Dusty Rhodes. Let's see. All right. Let me see. Get another light on. Get another light on in here. All right. So the Dusty Rhodes in this set is really awesome. It's a card number 1's notorious for tough on condition, and this is a nice PSA 6. Let me see what I can do to help this lighting a little more. Okay. Okay, so next up, number 2, Ted Williams goes to James Cohorn, which is a nice Clemente, or sorry, nice Ted Williams. Yeah, not the Clemente number 2. Number 2's Ted. All right, so you see Ted here. Nice Beckett graded 6. Danoon 32. I've got a couple of Babe Ruths in my personal collection. Those would probably be the best cards I own. 33 Goudeys, but strangely enough, I just have a really eclectic personal collection. But I do buy and sell a lot of really nice cards. All right, so let's see. Card number 3 goes to Art Fowler. Goes to Kelly Ingle. Card number 4 is Al Kaline, goes to Daryl Taylor. Pretty nice K-line. Okay. Card number 5 is Jim Gilliam, goes to Patrick Mullins. Card number 6, Dan Hack, goes to Andrew Perez. Card number 7, Jim Hegan, goes to Michael Riley. Card number 8 goes to David Mowat, which is Harold Smith. Card number 9 is Robert Miller, goes to Jeremy Smith. Card number 10 goes to Bob Keegan, or sorry, is Bob Keegan, and goes to Bob Sheeks. Card number 12 is Ferris Fain, which also goes to Bob Sheeks. Card number 13, which is Vernon Thies, goes to Raymond Hartke. Card number 14 goes to Richard Forbes, and that's Fred Marsh. Card number 15 goes to Jim Finnegan, or is Jim Finnegan, and that's James Cohorn. Card number 15, sorry, y'all can't see the numbers there. Card number 15 is Jim Pendleton, and that goes to Michael Fickle. Card number 16 is Roy Sievers, and that goes to Bob Sheeks. Card number 17 is Bobby Hoffman, goes to Nick Hansen. Card number 18 goes to Russ Kammerer, and that goes to Michael Galbraith. Card number 19 is Billy Herman, goes to George Arslanian. Card number 20 is Andy Carey, goes to Andrew Perez. Card 21 is Alex Gramas, goes to Greg Smith. Card 22 is Bill Scouron, goes to Josh Brundage. Card 23 is Jack Parks, goes to Nick Hansen. Card 24 is Hal Newhouser, goes to Jason Seligman. Card 25 is Johnny Padres, which goes to Michael King. Michael was was our lucky winner of our free slot giveaway. If you haven't participated in those contests to win free slots, you should like our Facebook page, facebook.com/BurlSports. Here's the Johnny Padres. All right, pretty solid. PSA 4. Next up, 26, Dick Groat goes to George Arslanian. 27, Billy Gardner goes to Sean Sockwell. Card 28, which is Ernie Banks, Mr. Cobb, goes to Andrew Perez. And this Banks is one of the nicest 3.5s you'll see. If the centering was just a touch better, I'm sure it would have got a 4. Another solid card. Card 29 is Herman Wehmeyer. That goes to Todd Blumka. Card 30 goes to Michael Pearson. That's Vic Power. Card 31 is Warren Spahn, and that goes to Andrew Perez. Really nice Spahn. Card 32 goes to Kyle Kaysen, and that's Warren McGee. Card 33 goes to Jeremy Schmidt, and that's Tom Qualters. Card 34 goes to Jeff Sly, and that's Wayne Terwilliger. I've never been able to say his name. 35 goes to Peter Milano, and that's Dave Jolly. 36 goes to Mike Biedron, and that's Leo Keeley. Card 37 is Joe Cunningham, and that goes to Josh Taylor. Card 38 goes to David Mowat, and that's Bob Turley. Card 39 goes to Andrew Perez, and that's Bill Glenn. Card 40 goes to Michael King, and that's Don Hoke. Card 41 goes to Chuck Staub, or is Chuck Staubs, and that goes to Raymond Hartke. Card 42 goes to John Wendy McCall, or is John Wendy McCall, and goes to David Mowat. Card 43 is Harvey Haddix, and that goes to Matthew Heidel. Card 44 is Harold Valentine, and that goes to Andrew Perez. Card 45 is Hank Sauer, and that goes to Michael King. Card 46 is Ted Kazansky, and that goes to Michael DeVoe. Card 47 is Hank Aaron, and that goes to David Williams. And here's Hank. Really solid Hank. Okay. One of the, let's see. Okay, nice second-year card of him. Next up, we have 48 is Bob Kennedy, and that goes to Jamin Castleman. Card 49 goes to Ryan Fetter, and that's J.W. Porter. Card 50, which is arguably a very undergraded card, but it is Jackie Robinson, goes to Michael Stanfield. But this is a very nice Jackie. Got some wet ink transfer on it, but it's the only thing holding it back, I would say, from a higher grade. Really sharp corners. Okay. Card 51 goes to David Harford, and that's Jim Hughes. Card 52 goes to Merle Auk, which is Bill Tremmel. Card 53 goes to Jeremy Schmidt, and that's Bill Taylor. Sorry guys, 1 second. Let me have to take care of something real quick. Okay, where were we? Sorry about that, folks. Okay. Card 54 is Lou Limmer, goes to Nathan Lindgren. Card 55 goes to George Arslanian, and that's Rip Rapolsky. Card 56 is Ray Jablonski, goes to Greg Cohen. Card 57 is Billy Odell, and that goes to Jeremy Turner. Card 58 is Jim Rivera, and that goes to Joseph Krause. Card 59 is Gare Alley, and that goes to Jamin Castleman. Card 60 is Dean Stone, and that goes to Donna McCart. Card 61 is Forrest Jacobs, and that goes to John Solfest. Card 62 goes to Torrento Kipper, and that's goes to Jeremy Schmidt. Card 63 is Joe Collins, and that goes to Daniel Rauer. Card 64 is Gus Triandos, and that goes to Daniel Weberg. Card 65 is Ray Boone, and that goes to Tom Perry. Card 66 is Ron Jackson, and that goes to Bryce Jones. That's funny, James. 67 is Wally Moon, and that goes to Drew Rohrig. And also, for those of you who are first-time breaking with us, I'm really sorry if I say your name wrong. I say everybody's name wrong, so don't feel like I'm singling you out. 68 is Jim Davis, that goes to Andrew Perez. Card 69 is Ed Bailey, that goes to Gregory Smith. Card 70 is Al Rosen, that goes to Kyle Kaysen. Card 71 is Ruben Gomez, that goes to Pete Bragg. Steve, you're distracting me commenting on Facebook. Okay. 72 is Carl Olson. That goes to Jason Baum. Card 73 is Jack Shepard. That goes to Rick Schultz. Card 74 is Bob Borkowski. Goes to Ken Hicks. Card 75 is Sandy Amoros. Goes to Greg Cowrie. Card 76 is Howie Pollitt, goes to Steve Millsap. Card 77 is Arnie Portocarrero. Let's go with that. It's a long name. And that goes to Michael Fickle. Card 78 is Gordon Jones, goes to Michael Fickle. 79 is Danny Shell, goes to Brian Muldoon. Card 80 is Bob Grimm, goes to Steve Schisler. Card 81 is Gene Conley, goes to Drew Rohrig. Card 82 is Chuck Harmon, goes to Kimo De Niro. Card 83 is Tom Brewer, goes to John Solfest. Card 84 is Camilo Pascal, goes to Andrew Perez. Card 85 is Don Mossy, goes to Michael Fickle. Card 86 is Bill Wilson, goes to Raymond Hartke. 87 is Frank House, goes to Jeremy Schmidt. By the way, if you're building this set and you want to trade a card, you are by all means welcome to trade amongst yourselves. I will, when I post the results, you can comment on the post on my website, and once 2 people agree to a trade, you're more than welcome. I need both parties to send me an email, and I can take care of that. So if you land a common you don't need for your set, feel free to trade it with somebody else if you want to. But I will need both parties to confirm to me by email that that's cool. And I'll give you a couple days to do that, because it usually takes me a couple days to sort everything anyways. Okay, 88. Now I'll post more details about that. 88 is Bob Skinner, goes to Ross Meltzer. 89 is Joe Frazier, goes to Jeremy Schmidt. 90 is Carl Spooner, goes to Don McCart. Card 91, Milt Bowling, goes to Andrew Perez. 92, Don Zimmer, goes to Gregory Smith. 93, Steve Bilko, goes to Lawrence Lotz. Card 94, Reno Bertoya, goes to Edwin Pastrana. 95, Preston Ward, goes to David Mowat. 96, Chuck Bishop, goes to Todd Blumke. Card 97, Carlos Paula, goes to George Arslanian. 98, John Riddle, goes to Joel Albert. Card 99, Frank Leah, goes to David Mowat. Card 100, Monty Irvin, goes to Bobby Hilo. Let's see if I can pull Monty real quick. I haven't shown a card in a while. Monty's a good enough one to show. Alright. So, almost halfway there. Okay. 101, Johnny Gray, goes to Daniel Weberg. 102, Wally Westlake, goes to Kyle DeVoe. 103, Chuck White, goes to Todd Farrand. Okay. Card 104, Jack Harshma, goes to let's see, James Llewellyn. Card 105 is Chuck Deering, goes to Tim Crucker. Card 106, Frank Sullivan, goes to Richard Forbes. Card 107, Kurt Roberts, goes to Michael Stanfield. Card 108, Rube Walker, goes to David Mowat. Card 109, Ed Lopat, goes to Merle Auk. Card 110, Gus Zernial, goes to Ken Wilson. Card 111, Bob Milliken, goes to Bryce Jones. Card 112, Nelson King, goes to Michael Fickle. Card 113, Harry Breachin, goes to Josh Bailey. Card 114, Luis Ortiz, goes to John Solfest. Card 115, Ellis Kinder, goes to Daniel Weberg. Card 116, Tom Hurd, goes to George Arslanian. Card 117, Mel Roach, goes to Todd Ketchum. Card 118, Bob Perkey, goes to James Delina. Card 119, Bob Lennon, goes to David Mowat. Card 120, Ted Klazuski, goes to Matthew Coudrier. Card 121, Bill Renna, goes to Todd Blumke. Card 122, Carl Sawatsky, goes to Peter Milano. Card 123 is Sandy Koufax, and that goes to Matthew Heidel. Congratulations, Matthew. And this is a nice Koufax. Definitely a solid card. On the Facebook competition, it came in second place to Clemente, to the most iconic of the set, which isn't necessarily surprising that those were 1 and 2. Koufax, well, just really an epic card. But congratulations, Matthew, on that one. And the next one is not too shabby either. Harmon Killebrew, rookie card also, goes to David Bates. And this is a really nice PSA 5.5. So, congratulations, David, on that one. Next up, 125, Kim Boyer, goes to Andrew Perez. Card 126, Dick Hall, goes to Sean Dickerson. Card 127, Dale Long, goes to Mike Flam. Card 128, Ted Lepicio, goes to Michael Fickle. Card 129, Elvin Tape, goes to Michael King. Card 130, Mayo Smith, goes to David Harford. Card 131, Grady Hatton, goes to Don McCart. Card 132, Bob Trice, goes to Jeff Johnson. Card 133, Dave Hoskins, goes to Carl Grusendorf. Card 134, Joey J, goes to Bob Sheeks. Card 135, Johnny O'Brien, goes to Bobby Hilo. Card 136, Veston or Bunky Stewart, goes to Taylor Napier. .137, Harry Elliott, goes to Kelly Engel. Card 138, Ray Herbert, goes to Edwin Pastrana. Card 139, Steve Crayley, goes to Steve Schisler. Card 140, Mel Parnell, goes to Michael Pierce. Card 141, Tom Wright, goes to Don McCart. Card 142, Jerry Lynch, goes to Charlie Bailey. Card 143, John Schofield, goes to Jim Moran. Card 144, Joe Amalfitano, goes to Mark Napier. Card 145, Elmer Vallo, goes to Scott Clark. Card 146, Dick Donovan, goes to David Hubble. Card 147 is Hugh Pepper, goes to Mark Davies. Card 148 is Hal Brown, goes to Colby Bunner. Card 149, Ray Kroon, goes to Bailey Walsh. Card 150 is Mike Higgins, goes to Jeremy Schmidt. Card 151, Ralph Kress, goes to Bob Sheeks. Card 152 is Harry Aguinis, goes to Nathan Lindgren. Here's the Guinness card. Card 153 is Bud Podbelan. No idea how to say his name. Goes to Bob Sheeks. 154, Willie Miranda, goes to Merle Auk. 155, Ed Matthews, goes to George Arslanian. Nice Ed card. .156, Joe Black, goes to Mike Flam. 157, Robert Miller goes to Brian Muldoon. 158, Tommy Carroll goes to Mark Napier. Card 159, Johnny Schmitz goes to Bob Sheeks. 160, Ray Narleski goes to Jeff Sly. 161, Chuck Tanner goes to Donna McCart. 162, Joe Coleman goes to Art Cohen. 163, Frey Thornberry goes to David Mowat. And the most iconic card of the set, according to my Facebook followers, is Roberto Clemente. And that goes to Jeffrey Magnaga. Jeffrey, I'm sorry if I butchered your last name, but here's the Clemente card for your viewing pleasure. All right. So we're getting there, folks. 165, Don Johnson goes to Bailey Walsh. 166, Hank Bauer goes to Michael Riley. 167, Tom Casagranda goes to Michael King. Card 168, Dwayne Pillette goes to Jeremy Schmidt. 169, Bob Oldest goes to Todd Blumke. 170, Jim Pierce goes to Mark Thompson. 171, Dick Bradoz goes to Carl Grusendorf. Card 172, Frank Baumholtz. Terrible way to shorten his name. Goes to Bob Sheets. And let's see, 173, Bob Klein goes to Andrew Perez. 174, Rudy Menarson goes to John Solfest. Card 175 is one of the cards that did not exist in the set. As you all know, the famous contract wars between Topps and Bowman. So players that were supposed to be here didn't quite get signed. But in its stead, I threw in this Johnny Riddle. Nothing special, but hey, it's a card that didn't exist. It was a lot easier for me to do that and sell 4 more slots than it was to deal with the double list on random.org. But it also gave me a chance to do something with that extra Koufax rookie and extra Berra card I had. 176 is Norm Zauking, which goes to Greg McDougal. Card 177 is Al Robertson, goes to Steve Schisler. Card 178 is Bobby Adams, goes to Andrew Perez. Card 179 is Jim Bolger, which goes to Raymond Hartke. 180 is Clem Labine, which goes to Bob Sheeks. 181 is Roy McMillan, which goes to Steve Schisler. 182 is Humberto Robinson, goes to David Mowat. Card 183 is Anthony Jacobs, goes to Nathan Lindgren. Card 184 is Harry Pakowski, goes to David Mowat. Card 185 is Don Ferrarse, goes to Daniel Weberg. Card 186 also did not exist, and I replaced it with another PSA 4 common card, but hey, it's better than an ungraded common card, right? All right. We're approaching the finish line, ladies and gentlemen, but 187, Gil Hodges goes to Robert Williams. Robert, this is a really nice Hodges. High numbers can. It's a PSA 6. Really beautiful card. It's a nice hit in this set break. .188 is Charlie Silvera, goes to Jeff Johnson. Card 189, Phil Rizzuto, goes to David Mowat. And here's the Rizzuto. I guess I can hold these cards closer and you can get a better view of them. A little blurry though. Okay. 190 is Gene Woodling, goes to Brian Schleal. 191 is Eddie Stanky, goes to David Mowat. 192 is Jim Delsing, goes to Michael Fickle. 193, Johnny Sane, goes to Mike Biedron. 194 is somebody you may know of, is Willie Mays. Goes to Kimo Dinero. The 4 would be a little suspect in my opinion, considering it's got the MC qualifier, but obviously off top to bottom. And a little left to right as well. So, but still a really nice solid hit in this set break. Next up, Ed Roebuck goes to David Mowat. 196, Gail Wade goes to Jeff Johnson. 197, Al Smith goes to Bob Sheeks. 198, it's another gorgeous card in this set break. Yogi Berra goes to David Mowat. Here's PSA 5 Yogi. Another really nice hit. Great Hall of Famer. I think I just got my cards out of order. Oops. Okay. 199. Bert Harmrick goes to Matthew Coudrier. 200, Jackie Jensen goes to David Harford. Card 201, Sherm Lawler goes to Peter Milano. Card 202, Jim Owens goes to George Arslanian. 203 did not exist, and this is the slot that I filled in with the extra Berra card I had left over after my building my set. And it's SGC 30. Presents pretty well considering. And let's see. Card 204 is Frank Smith, goes to George Arslanian. 205, Gene Freese, goes to George Arslanian. George, you got 3 in a row. What are the odds? 206 is Pete Daly, goes to George Arslanian. 207 is Billy Consolo, goes to Greg McDougal. 208 is Ray Moore, goes to Kyle Kaysen. Card 209 does not exist, and this is where I filled in the extra Koufax I had. That goes to Matt Bilou, and here's that Koufax. Great. And then last but certainly not least, Duke Snider goes to Jason Taylor. And there you have it. So that is all our slots. I appreciate you joining us. I will post all the results and as well as the details for how you can trade with other folks. And yeah, so thank you again for joining us. I will be in touch in the next week to 2 weeks about another set break opportunity. And have a great evening. Thanks, guys and gals.